China trying to improve relations, Carney won't say if he will drop the EV tariff.
We get a lesson from the trade actions of the United States, the danger of overdependence on single trade partners. We are restarting broad engagement with China. This is our second largest trading partner.
There's no damn way we should drop tariffs on China, I'll tell you that.
We are not a united front anymore.
Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney is once again rewriting the playbook of global trade. As tariffs rattle markets, Carney is quietly playing both Washington and Beijing in a single strategic move. Beijing recently proposed an unexpected deal: scrap Canada's 100% tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles, and in return, China would lift its 75.8% duty on Canadian canola seeds for prairie farmers that could reopen a $5 billion Canadian export market overnight. But the stakes go far beyond agriculture. Any change to EV tariffs could shake Ontario's auto industry and test Canada's alignment with US trade policy. Carney's response wasn't yes or no. It was strategic silence. At a press conference in Ottawa, Carney confirmed that Canada is restarting broad engagement with China, while continuing cooperation with Washington. The Prime Minister's comments came as Canada faces twin economic pressures: plummeting canola exports to China and rising production costs in its electric vehicle transition. China remains Canada's second-largest trading partner, yet relations have been strained since 2019. Now, both sides are testing leverage through tariffs, and Carney's refusal to commit has left diplomats guessing which side he'll lean toward. Stay informed with Maple States. Subscribe for verified world updates. China's offer comes months after Ottawa imposed a 100% tariff on Chinese EVs, mirroring US protectionist moves under Donald Trump's revived America First agenda. Beijing retaliated by hitting Canadian canola with anti-dumping duties, effectively closing off a market that once bought nearly 40% of Canada's total output.
We get a lesson from the trade actions of the United States, the danger of overdependence on single trade partners. We are restarting broad engagement with China. This is our second largest trading partner. We have a broader trading relationship with China. Different levers that we have or opportunities that we have for China in Canada.
His tone was measured, not defiant. By emphasizing broader engagement, Carney signaled openness to dialogue without surrendering leverage. That ambiguity itself has become a form of diplomacy. Prairie Premiers Scott Moe and Wab Kinew are urging Ottawa to accept Beijing's proposal, citing devastating losses for farmers after months of restricted exports. Meanwhile, Ontario Premier Doug Ford warns that lifting EV tariffs could allow Chinese automakers to flood Canada's market with subsidized models, jeopardizing domestic jobs.
We will not send a grain of critical minerals down there as long as we're under constant attack by President Trump.
The split reflects Canada's geography of trade: food in the West, factories in the East, and a Prime Minister trying to balance both. The global backdrop complicates it further. The US is pushing allies to maintain a united front on EV protection, while China courts countries seeking cheaper green technology. Analysts at Bloomberg Economics say Canada's choice could determine whether North America's EV supply chain stays continental or becomes global.
It's naive to take a relationship that is broader and can broaden and to boil it down to two things that go across. It's a deeper set of conversations that are going on. It's not that simple. Nor is the relationship in the auto sector that simple as just open a door here with China with no impact on the relationship with the United States and the impact on activity here in Canada.
That line, "It's not that simple," has since defined Carney's trade philosophy. He views tariffs not as binary switches, but as negotiation levers. In meetings this week, Ottawa's Foreign Minister Anita Anand arrived in Beijing to prepare for Carney's direct talks with Premier Li Qiang, marking the first head of government exchange in 7 years. Behind the scenes, Canada is also reviewing supply chain incentives for new EV and battery plants in Windsor, Ontario, designed to secure North American production. Officials are weighing whether controlled access for Chinese EV manufacturers under Canadian labor and environmental standards could bring investment without losing alignment with US rules. Political insiders describe Carney's silence as calculated patience. By refusing to yield quickly to either Beijing or Washington, he reminds both powers that Canada now plays the swing vote in the global green manufacturing race. Economists warn that prolonged tariffs could cut Canadian GDP growth by 0.3% next year if Chinese markets remain closed. Carney's team insists a short-term loss may yield long-term independence. His approach, part restraint, part chess, reflects a broader Canadian pivot, from following allies to shaping its own trade architecture. As Beijing signals readiness for high-level talks and Washington watches nervously, Ottawa's next decision could redefine its place between the world's two superpowers. Carney's silence, it seems, is not avoidance. It's strategy. You're watching Maple States, where verified facts meet sharp analysis.